I have had another brilliant idea. I can use my current status within Olympus to build in secret a mystical temple hidden beneath it. Maybe somewhere between the city structure's foundations and the caverns along. All mountains have in common are various scattered pockets where sections collapsed during its rising in elevation above sea level. In this hidden mountain temple beneath Olympus, I can erect a temple of mystical time portals, like a nexus junction. The Temple of Kronos will house a network of gateways on multiple realms that will link to those divisions that have incarnated and been sent back to support our endeavors as the Seven and the climatic first conflict of the war against the Sons of Iniquity. So I guess I shall write here and in this temple design a mural that will display the purpose of Michael's true destiny and the first sin in heaven and the reasons why. Yes, God had made this and helped ensure its chain of events, for he could have taken a different approach to this all by revealing Michael's purpose from the beginning, but he allowed the confusion escalate into conflict because the wheels of fate had to begin turning so. It would begin to grow into what he needed it to become, so that one day he too would come from among them and be who he was meant to become. For even God himself was first brought into being by the forces of fate, as he was a necessary factor in the universal formation and template design, and Metatron will always choose whichever option is in the best interest of creation, for he is a vessel of creation itself. Just as Zeus is Mount Olympus and even Santa Claus is the North Pole workshop, so too is Metatron the universe itself. In the spiritual categories of beings they are called phantoms. In the primordial gods era during Uranus and Chaos they were called Phans. In the Babylonian era they were the Azazuil. The anomaly among them all was Lilith. You see, it wasn't Adam she was made for, it was Lucifer. God had saw that he had given his first one made before all others every precious gemstone except one thing when he first made him. A soulmate, love. So he made Lilith for Lucifer, but she rejected him and ran off, falling into the arms of Samael. Samael was the tempest in heaven that downed the seeds of temptation towards rebellion in Lucifer's heart because of Michael's creation that placed Lucifer's authority under Michael's command for a time unspecified at the time. Heaven thought this meant Lucifer couldn't be trusted, and he became black sheep by most of heaven because of it. This didn't bother Lucifer because God didn't treat him that way, so he let it all blow off until the tempest down the seeds of contempt against Michael that causes the schism of the separation from God for withholding the truth of Michael's authority over him. Shunned, he felt as though God had become just a petty being using his creation of man who he made intentionally inferior to them so that he could control them easily. This led to Lucifer's rebellion, and as he laid out the role of earth and man before he created it, the other rebel angels began to see him as a threat to his own creation, especially when he began to design the flood of Noah's tale. God saw what was rising, and so he and Lucifer went down to take him away from the influence to make the Garden of Eden.
Rested with them. For no matter how much wine he consumed or how many women he took to his bed, nothing on earth could rid him of the horrors that plagued his mind.
10 years of it. I have faithfully served the gods for 10 years. When will you relieve me of these nightmares?
We request one final task of you, Kratos. Your greatest challenge awaits in Athens, where even now my brother Ares lays siege as we speak. Athens is on the verge of destruction. It is the will of Ares my great city fall. Zeus has forbidden the gods from waging war on each other. That is why it must be you, Kratos. Only a mortal trained by a god has a chance at defeating Ares.
And if I am able to do this, to kill God, then the visions, they will end.
Complete this final task, and the past that consumes you will be forgiven. Have faith, Kratos. The gods do not forget those who come to their aid.